So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time. To pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts, find a location near you, now.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
I get her, not solo.
You see if I did it?
These guys are fired up. Our crew is fired up. Game one's coming your way next.
Welcome into a Saturday night evening of hoops, the HCAC Basketball Championship final game on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN, between Rose-Hulman and the Anderson University. We want to thank our sponsors tonight, the Morales Group, building your future one story at a time. Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 solution. Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving customers and the community since 1955. Burtner Electric, first-rate residential and commercial services. Clean Slate, moving your technology and business forward. From the campus of Manchester University, the HCAC championship game. Rose-Hulman taking on Anderson. Tony Donahue with you, as well as Clark Chafin. We're joined with the commissioner, Jay Jones. Jay, thanks again for joining us. We've reached the final game here tonight. Manchester has been a gracious host. We've got two good teams tonight looking to punch on the Anderson side of things, their first ticket to the tournament, and Rose-Hulman looking to make it to the tournament in D3 for the first time since 2014.
Yeah, exciting game tonight and a little different matchup than what we saw last night, as Rose brings a little more size to it, and they'll play a little more set. So it should be interesting, and the Ravens have been tough all year, so I look forward to a great game. We saw two good games yesterday, so we'll see the same again tonight.
Yeah, we saw one of the best crowds. Somebody told me it was the best student section that Manchester University has ever seen. Now we've got Anderson. They've made the hour-and-a-half trip up. They have a great student section. Rose-Hulman has a great contingency here. It's great to see the fans in the stands enjoying some great hoops here tonight.
Oh, it's so amazing, and you know, one of the things that I bragged on to the Manchester administration after the game the other night, their students were well-behaved and had a blast.
Yeah.
And when you're an administrator working a game, working a championship, you always worry, are students gonna behave? Are things gonna be the wrong way? Boy, not a bit of that the other night. And I don't expect anything different tonight as I was at Anderson. They've got great student support. They've come out tonight. So that's a lot of fun within the HCAC. Is just we've got good culture. So many of these other students are student athletes. They appreciate and respect what these other students on the floor have done.
Talk about how busy of a day today is for the Heartland Conference. I mean, all over the place. Track and field championships are right here in IndianaSRN. The girls semifinal and final down in Transylvania. There was a lot going on today. Baseball has started. Softball started today. I think over 7 sports are in action across the Heartland Conference today.
Yeah, we've got golf teams out there playing as well. So just it's amazing, and I say that because I was checking in on them a little earlier, and just so much going on today. We're starting into the spring and ending the winter, and these are kind of those crunch times for us as a league. But IndianaSRN is helping us to bring that to the fans. And I do want to apologize to the Ravens fans that are tuning in. We're going to be with you all night tonight. I know we had a little issue last night, but we're going to make sure that you're going to find a fantastic broadcast throughout, and looking forward to that. So,
Commissioner, before we let you go, what do the next 24, 48 hours look like for you as a conference, knowing you're going to have a boys representation in the D3 tournament, possibly 2 girls teams, depending. What does that selection process look like for you as a commissioner?
Yeah, there's not at the Division III level, just to give you a little peek behind the curtain, there's 44 Division III conferences. So in a sport like basketball, what that means is there's 20 at-large bids, and I broke it, unfortunately. I hate to say, but whoever does not win tonight out of the men's side, I just don't think we have the rankings to get an at-large bid, and there's not a whole lot of politicking or anything that you can do. On the women's side, maybe a little different story. We anticipate Transylvania undefeated, number 2 in the country. If Hanover can give them a good game, or definitely I think if Hanover were to win, I still think Transylvania would host, and I think Hanover would get in, but we'll see what happens there. Hanover ranked 8th in the region, and normally if you can get high enough in the regional rankings, and if they can give, again, they've got to push that number 2 team in the country tonight for them to get a bid. Here on the men's side, boy, they're playing for it all. Mm-hmm. And so I always say in Division III basketball, for the most part, most all the leagues, the winner of your conference championship goes on to the NCAAs. So this is basically the first round of the NCAA tournament right here.
Thank you so much for having us, being a gracious host, putting us up last night. And let's hope for a great basketball game here tonight, and cross our fingers for 2 tickets punched from the women's side over also here on IndianaSRN into that tournament. Thank you so much for having us, and enjoy this game here tonight.
Thanks very much, guys. Have fun. And to the viewers at home, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching HCAC basketball.
Appreciate it so much. We're bringing Clark here. Let's talk about some of the keys to this contest. We were here for the Rose-Hulman shoot-around, got to talk to the Anderson coaches. Defensively, comes up first right for Rose-Hulman. They have a little bit of a size advantage. They really took advantage of that down low last night. It was a huge night down low for Miles McGowan with 27 and 14. Anderson, a team that likes to spread it out. They can shoot the 3. And, of course, with Tate Avagno, the HCAC Player of the Year. He can fill it up here. What are you looking at here early in this contest, Clark?
Well, it's a contrast of two different styles. I think Anderson wants to push tempo. I think Anderson wants to shoot the three. I think Rose-Hulman plays a lot more of their game of inside out and uses Miles McGowan's strength in the post. He drew, not to mention his effort last night, 27-14, but something else he did, Tony, it's kind of undermark on the stat sheet. He drew 6 fouls. Mm-hmm. So he can definitely make an impact. So it's going to be interesting how he handles that Anderson zone, and we'll talk more about that when we come back.
Don't forget to follow all of the Heartland Conference on social media, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Don't forget to follow us as well on IndianaSRN throughout all of the social media channels. We got a good one for you. A bid to the 2023 the 2023 D3 tournament on the line here from Manchester University as Rose-Hulman takes on Anderson. We'll be right back with more keys of this contest coming up right after this.
This is Brittany. A little thing I love about the Egg White Grill is the toasty English muffin. It's toasted perfectly. It's just a little crispy, but not like hard crispy, but just crispy enough that when you bite into it, everything is perfect.
My name is Curtis, and I love the Egg White Grill because the egg itself, it's like soft and fluffy, like a pillow. I wouldn't eat my pillow, but I'd eat the Chick-fil-A breakfast egg white sandwich for sure.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger. It's coming from different families and treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Welcome back. You're watching HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN, the championship game of the HCAC tournament between the 2-seeded Anderson Ravens and the 4-seeded Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. Both teams victorious last night here from Manchester University. The punch their ticket to the championship game. Tony Downey along with Clark Chafin with you. Clark, let's go back to some of those keys. Rose-Hulman last night took the crowd out of it early, which was a great crowd for Manchester student section. 27-14 for McGowan, and for Anderson, as we know, Tate Avagno is the player of the year, but Gavin Dowling as well as Elijah Mattingly put up some big-time numbers as well. Give me some more keys in this contest.
Well, let's first take a look at Anderson, Tony. Some things that impressed me from their win over in their game yesterday over Hanover. Only 7 turnovers, and they out-rebounded the Panthers by 10. I think that's important going into this game. Don't be overconfident. In the 2 matches that they played during this regular season, Anderson won this matchup by 14 each time, and the games kind of played out similar. They got to about the 11-minute mark, that under 12-minute TV timeout there, and Anderson kind of had a spurt and went on a run and took control of the game. Otherwise, it was nip and tuck the rest of the way through. So if you're Anderson, keep going up tempo, take care of the basketball. That bench is effective, 24 bench points. And you're going to want to limit Rose's touches inside. Make him keep mixing up your defensive coverages. That zone might bother McGowan in the post.
I talked to Carter Collins, the head coach of Anderson University, before this one. He said rebounding and just staying with what we know. And they've got some score, and they had multiple players last night's game put up double digits, including Camden Smith, who had 19. Tate Avagno, the player of the year in the conference, had 16. Bryson Huckabee had 10. And Fred Shropshire had 14 points for Anderson. Rose-Hulman, as we mentioned, Miles McGowan with a huge 27-14 effort. Willie Bowman had 12 points. When I talked to head coach Nick Sales from Rose-Hulman, he said, look, we just have to take away what they do best, and that's shot selection, and not give them second chance opportunities. Again, on the line here is a trip to the D3 tournament. The selection show comes up on Monday afternoon. Anderson has never been to the D3 tournament, while Rose-Hulman looks to punch their first ticket since 2014. And as Clark pointed out, these two teams played each other twice so far this season. We talked about it last night, and I said it to both coaches. I said it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a season. Rose-Hulman did that last night by knocking down Manchester. Anderson looks to do it again here tonight to Rose-Hulman. But Clark, as we talked about, that's been something that's been talked about. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season.
And you're playing on back-to-back games, Tony. Will fatigue be a factor? Rose only had 8 bench points last night. They've got experience with 3 seniors that start, a junior and then McGowan. Defensively, they're going to want to make sure that they gather those long rebounds, look for ball pressure, and on offense, they want to attack the middle of that Anderson zone.
Starting lineup and tip-off coming up right after this. You're watching the HCAC Championship game on HCAC.tv, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a deer. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
And we nailed it. What a great rendition of the national anthem. Thank you so much on a Saturday night for tuning in to the HCAC Conference Championship game between Anderson and Rose-Hulman. Tony Donahue alongside of Clark Chafin with you. Clark, the Ravens in their black road uniforms, but they are the home team, and Rose-Hulman is the visiting team in their home white uniforms due to laundry. We learned that earlier.
That's right. Let's kick it down to the PA and hear the starting lineups for tonight's game.
Got a leg from Anderson, the 6'6" junior from Noblesville. Number 0, Alex Hunt. Got a guard from Rose-Hulman, a 6'2" senior from Carmel. Number 5, Max Chapman. Got a guard from Anderson, a 6-foot junior from Noblesville. Number 5, Jordan Dennis. Got a forward from Rose-Hulman, a 6'5" senior from Fisher, number 10, Larry Hicks. Got a guard from Anderson, a 6'1" junior from West Lafayette, number 10, Andrew Smith. And a guard from Rose-Hulman, a 6'3" senior from Jordan, number 23, Willie Bowman. And a winning 6'4" sophomore from Valparaiso, for Anderson, sophomore from Indianapolis, number 42, Miles McGowan.
So there's your starting lineups, the same as last night for Anderson, Alex Hunt, Jordan Gaddis, Camden Smith, who at 19, Tate Avagno, your player of the year for Anderson, and Gavin Dowling. Clark, what we haven't mentioned too is we got two very young, smart, talented coaches, and on the line here is their first trip as a head coach to the D3 tournament.
How about that? For Rose Holman, Nick Sells in his first year, and then for Anderson, Carter Collins. A great story, was named the interim coach in September. They got off to such a great start, and they felt like he had earned that right to be the head coach. On February 1st, he was named that head coach. He was off to the best start in conference play since the 16-17 season. A great story about these young coaches, and these players are a reflection of those coaches out here on the floor.
Bradley Harden, Max Chaplin, Terry Hicks, Willie Bowman, and Miles McGowan from Mooresville High School, the sophomore, who had 27 and 14 in last night's victory. Starters for the Rose Holman Institute of Technology Fighting Engineers. Hunt will tip it with McGowan, and Anderson controls the opening tip.
Tony Rose strives right away in the man-to-man half-court defense.
So Hunt swings it left side. Avagno tries to get down low. They work it back up top. Rose Holman preached today in their shoot-around that they have to pick up the defensive pressure, get all up in Anderson's face. So far, this possession, under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Here's the pick, roll, double dribble, and it just looked like Gavin Dowling's feet got caught up, and by that time, Alex Hunt was in the air, nothing to do but turn it over. And now Anderson on their first trip turns it over. Rose Holman takes over.
Well, coaches say don't leave your feet unless you have a plan with it. That's exactly what happened there. Hunt got in the air, didn't know the pass to shoot. The passing lane was covered. Turnover by Anderson.
And looked like Dowling was open. He just lost his footing and went down. So Rose Holman, their first possession of the first half. Harden with the basketball. Swings it. Chaplin has it up top. And they're going to try to work out of this 2-3 zone, Clark, by getting to the middle and penetrating. And that's exactly what Max Chaplin does. He loves that mid-range jumper, and the rebuff product puts it in for the first 2 points of the contest.
A great scheme there. A high ball screen. We had a shooter in the corner if they helped. Chaplin was able to hit the 17-footer.
Avagno step back three, air ball, batted around, offensive rebound. Anderson back up top, Hunt for three, banks it in. He struggled last night, but good to see one go in. Even he chuckled a little bit, but it doesn't matter if it goes in off the glass or swishes it home. It's still worth three, and Anderson has their first lead of the night.
And you see that ball go in, Tony. It's going to give you a confident boost, no matter if it's a bank or not.
Rose Holman has a 2-3 zone from Anderson. McGowan double team. Kicks it back out, up top, Harden. 9 on the shot clock. Gets a screen. Dribble drive, kick out, corner. Chaplin pump fake, steps into a jumper. Off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, deflected, and we're going to have a foul. And it looks like the foul will be charged to Jordan Gaddis with the slap there. So with 18, reset the shot clock to 20, and Rose Holman will maintain possession.
We're going to see a lot of this, Tony, with jump shots from the perimeter equals long rebounds. That time, Bowman was able to sneak in the weak side and get that possession.
Harden gets it in. We saw them practice this set earlier. McGowan loses it again, lost it twice. Now the ball on the ground. Hunt has it, dishes it off to Avagno. Avagno kick out, left side, Gaddis, three from the corner, splash. Back-to-back three balls from Anderson, and they're up 6-2, 2 minutes gone by.
A great transition. How about Alex Hunt had the presence of mind to find another Raven as he dove on the floor to continue that fast break.
Harden left-handed dribble drive, bounce pass, right side corner. Here's the drive. McGowan has it. Cross-court pass. Harden gets to the middle. Mid-range jump shot, rattles around, no good. A great look there by Rose Holman. They just couldn't convert. And now Anderson and Camden Smith are on the run. Smith going to keep it itself, lowers his shoulder, some contact. No call, misses it. And Rose Holman gathers the rebound.
Camden Smith, excellent last night in that first round match. When he likes to drive, you'll see him go to that left hand quite often.
McGowan kick out, pump fake Chaplin. McGowan again off the backboard, good, and one. And he picks up where he left off last night and earns himself a trip to the line to complete the and one.
Good, strong move by McGowan. Absorbed that contact, kept his head on the rim, able to use the backboard and score.
And Clark, we talked about fatigue. We saw it last night. It continues on here tonight. Anderson will sub out no less than 2 players at a time, this time a 3-way substitution. And checking in is Elijah Mattingly, the 6'7" freshman from Beech Grove, as McGowan puts in the bucket or the free throw, and he has 3 here early. 3 minutes gone by. Anderson is led by as many as 4. They lead at 6-5. Mattingly sets the screen. Left side swing. Stroh's fire. Dribble drive, Cannon Smith. Great defense. Spins out of it. No good on the bucket, but he was fouled.
And it looked like Harden got Harden down in the post one-on-one with plenty of room, and as they both went up, I think Harden's hands just fell forward and created that contact, and he'll go to the free throw line for Smith, where he'll shoot 2 free throws.
And Coach Sales talked about this in shoot-around today as the first free throw goes off the back iron, no good. He said ball pressure, make them uncomfortable on the defensive end, and on the offensive end, we've got to get to the middle, pump fake, and drive. So far they've been able to do that as a second free throw good to push the lead for Anderson to 2 at 7-5, just under 17 to play in the first half. Harden has it. Willie Bowman dribbles, gets mid-range jump shot short, grabs his own rebound, kicks it up top. Harden pump fake, he'll slow it down, 17 on the shot clock. Chaplin, he shot 6 threes last night, he knocked down 2. Dribble drive penetration, blocked. There is the wingspan of Elijah Mattingly at 6'7". Avagno on the ground gets it, and a nice block there. Mattingly has it back for Anderson. He'll dribble drive and dunk it. Throws it down. He had the mismatch, gets it on the dribble drive, and slams it home for his first 2.
He got that half a step, had a lead on Chaplin, and was able to take it all the way to the basket. No help side, able to flush it home.
9-5. McGowan has it, kicks it out. Chaplin dribble drive, mid-range jumper again. Got it to go. He's got 4, both coming from that mid-range jumper, which is good because last night he was falling in love with that 3. Now he's dribble driving.
And I think with McGowan's presence, that's going to be open for Chaplin a lot. If he can get past that first wave, that 15-foot jump shot's going to be available to him. Continue to step up and knock it down.
So Mattingly has it. He'll swing. Huckabee, who just checked in, going to go one-on-one. Out of it, Avagno, and he traveled. And that'll take us to the 16-minute timeout. Anderson leading 9-7 with 15:34 to go in the first half. You're watching the HCAC basketball tournament on HCAC TV, where you always have a front row seat.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Manchester University, the HCAC Conference Championship game where Anderson leads 9-7. Tony Donnie along with Clark Chafin with you. Clark, let's go back. Mattingly on the drive gets that big dunk, but Avagno got blocked and shot an air ball. They've kept him in check so far. Let's take a look back at this. He just got the legs and the wingspan, and see you later.
Yeah, he just got that step by him. The help was too late. Mattingly elevates and flushes it home for his first field goal. He was a spark yesterday off the bench. Part of the reason why Anderson did so well with those bench points, they can rest guys and still get production.
My favorite name in college hoops checks in, Kobe Stoudemire for Rose Holman. 3 wings up top. McGowan to the middle of the paint, which is what they want to do to break this 2-3 pressure that Anderson shows. Back up top, Stoudemire swings, Harden, pump fake, dribble drive, nice pass, lowering the shoulder, up, blocked. Big block there by Gavin Dowling. Back up top, second chance opportunity, Stoudemire, air ball.
I can see what the coach was talking about.
And it was a shot clock violation. It did reset, although it shouldn't have, especially after hitting the backboard. Hey, don't forget to check out Aspen Creek Grill. They offer a warm and inviting atmosphere for family and friends, dining and great destination for a night out. Wherever the day has taken you, we invite you to make yourself at home at Aspen Creek Grill, located in Louisville, Kentucky, and Noblesville, Indiana. Big thanks to Aspen Creek Grill for their support of IndianaSRN and HCAC basketball play. Anderson with the basketball, up 2, under 15 to play, first half. Mattingly runs into a brick wall. That was Jurek, his first time out there. And we're going to have an offensive foul charged to, I believe, Mattingly.
Tony, a big spot here by Rose-Hulman. McGowan just went to the bench for a little breather. Can they stay in contact with one of their best players, their best interior player, getting a rest on the bench? This will be a very important stretch for the Fighting Engineers.
And for Anderson, let's watch the offensive battle here. Mattingly is being guarded by Chaplin, he almost has about a foot on him. He's got 9.5 or so inches on him. Stoudemire has it. They'll try to work it down low. Mattingly gets caught up. He'll take the 3 ball. Got a good look at it and knocked it down. He's got 7, and Rose-Hulman back on top by 1.
Max Chaplin stepped into that 3, shooting the ball with a lot of confidence. That's our second lead change so far.
He had 8 last night. He's got 7 early on here. 7 minutes gone by first half. Avagno turnaround jumper, and showing you right there, Clark, why he is the HCAC Player of the Year.
Stoney, that move is unguardable. In the post, he fades away. It ends up being about a 15-foot jump shot and drills it.
Yeah, they teach that in Porter County. Trust me, I would know. Harden dribble drive, left side, gets it right back. Had Chaplin, extra pass, down low, another extra pass going up with it, no good, ball batted around. And Dowling has it. The big man clears out some space, grabs the rebound. Anderson with the basketball and the 1-point lead. Gaddis dribbles, spins. Going to go one-on-one. Backing down Harden. Thinks twice about it, spins off the glass. Great move there. And he says he can't guard me. Gaddis puts it in nicely off the glass.
Such nice patience to keep that pivot foot, keep moving laterally until that defense gives you an angle to that basket and scores.
So 3 subs coming in for Anderson. Nice extra pass here up under, and he's blocked from behind. But they're going to call a foul. Must have been the body, and that might be Mattingly's second foul.
And if that's on Mattingly, if it's a second foul, they will put him on the bench, give him some rest. You can't afford to let him pick up his 3rd foul here.
So indeed, Mattingly picks up his 2nd foul. And Vuk Jurek will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. First free throw in and out, no good. And you hear it, that is the Anderson student section on our left side towards the Rose-Hulman basket. So shout out to Anderson University, bringing up a great contention of fans here this afternoon for this championship game.
Hey, they recognize the importance, Tony, right? This could be the first time in school history that they earn a men's basketball NCAA berth. They came up to support their fellow Ravens.
Jurek has a 2nd free throw attempt here. This one goes. Under 13 to go. 13-11. Anderson with the lead and the basketball as Miles McGowan checks back into the game. As well as Zachary Jackson, the senior out of Franklin, Tennessee. Rose-Hulman shows man. Up top, pump fake. A little bit of contact there. Camden Smith rises, fires, back iron, no good. McGowan with the rebound, and Chaplin pushes the tempo.
Chaplin's had the hot hand so far. Let's see if he can get another shot here from the perimeter 3 or shot fake and hit that mid-range game, which he's been so good at today.
Chaplin feeling it, gets the screen, buckets. He's got 9. Great screen by McGowan, and we're tied at 13, 12-22 to go first half.
And a good recognition about Chaplin. If he took one more dribble, he would have found himself in no man's land. So a good time for him to pull up, have confidence in that mid-range game.
Huckabee drives, batted around 3 or 4 times, ends up in the hands, surprisingly enough, to Camden Smith. He has it, swings left side to Gaddis. Gaddis, Huckabee, Smith. 5 on the shot clock. Smith drives, kick out. Gaddis pump fake, floater, no good. Batted around. Avagno has it. Offensive rebound. Gaddis will drive it again, and he's going to get hip checked. 2nd foul charge to Rose-Hulman.
Good hustle by Avagno to go after that rebound and maintain possession. for the Ravens.
Under 12-minute timeout. We're tied at 13. You're watching the championship game of the HCAC Conference Tournament on HCAC TV. You always have a front row seat.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
The HCAC Basketball Championship on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN. Tony Donahue, Clark Chafin with you. 11:47 to play in the first half. It's been a back-and-forth contest. Clark 13 all. Anderson with the basketball.
Max Chapman with a huge first half to this point, Tony. 9 points.
Inbound pass, gets a screen. Avagno gets it. Bucket from the corner, his first three for the Conference Player of the Year.
And he doesn't need much room. That quick release, nice set out of bounds play by the Ravens. Got Avagno a touch in the corner, gives them lead back.
Avagno with 5 at that mid-range jumper. And that corner three, it's a 3-point lead for Anderson. They'll pick up the defensive pressure here, provided from the crowd. Great dribble drive here, short. Thought he was fouled. Offensive rebound. Rose Holman with a second chance opportunity. McGowan, dribble drive out of a double team, kicks it out. Chaplin's been hot. Top of the key three, batted around, no good. Deflected, and it'll go to Anderson. But a great job on Rose Holman. They get 2 good looks there, and they've been crashing that offensive rebounding.
Well, it was good recognition by McGowan there. He went to do that spin move, noticed the double team coming from the perimeter, kicked it out to a hot Chaplin, just didn't fall, but a good look by Rose Holman in that offensive possession.
Smith with the ball, tries to get it to Huckabee, and it was deflected. And Avagno off the screen, step back three, halfway down, batted around, Rose Holman, up to Chaplin. He was wide open, goes up, jump stop, and he's fouled. One of my favorite plays, Clark.
Little Top Gun. You're going to hit the brakes and let him go by.
Yep, the jump stop. And right after Avagno shot that three, Chaplin released for a fast break and was wide open. The ball kind of brought him back away from the basket.
And good job by Zachary Johnson of eyes up as that point guard, getting the ball ahead. There wasn't a lot of wasted time. That gave Chaplin enough time and enough space to go to the basket.
Big thanks to Piper Logistics, providing 3 services and 1 solution from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. We do it all locations in Indy, Cincinnati, and Atlanta. Piper Logistics. Chaplin's free throw rattles around, goes in. He's got 10.
84% free throw shooter, Tony.
And he fell in love with that three. He made his first last night, missed 4 in a row before hitting another to go 2 of 6. And now, pump fake driving has got Chaplin 11 points, leading all scorers. And Rose Holman cuts the lead down to just 1, 10:39 to play. Back in the game for Anderson is Alex Hunt. Smith with the ball, dribbles, double team, up top. Pump fake, Huckabee swings to the corner. Hunt, 3-ball, corner, back iron, no good. Avagno, offensive rebound. Hunt, second chance three, back iron, no good. And we're going to go the other way. It's going to be a push-off. Foul charge to Bryson Huckabee.
That's a good battle underneath. You know, Huckabee didn't give enough credit last night. He had the the quietest, almost double-double last night with 10 points and 9 rebounds. There he was in the post battling McGowan for that rebound, and they're going to call him for a foul. That's the 16th foul also on Anderson, Tony, so that's going to put Rose in the 1-on-1 the rest of the way.
Huckabee didn't like the call, and Anderson picks up a little bit of a full-court pressure here, easily broken by Rose Holman. Willie Bowman with the basketball. He's been quiet, finds Jackson. Jackson back to Bowman. To the middle, power dribble. Gets in a little bit of trouble. Nice dish down low. McGowan, 6 on the shot clock. Turnaround hook, back iron. No good. bodies everywhere, and Cameron Smith for Anderson comes out with it. They don't have numbers, they'll slow it down. Might have got away with the travel. They'll go down low, and it's going to be a foul charged to Rose Holman. Simon Blair, his first. Simon Blair out of Wagoner, Oklahoma.
Broken Arrow High School. Wonder what their mascot was.
I'll say the Chiefs.
Okay, I like it.
So Anderson will throw it in, up by 1. Avano picked up by Chaplin. Chaplin's done a good job of any defense that he's had to put on him or Huckabee. As pass outside, Dowling finds Gaddis. Gaddis splashes it home for, I believe, his second 3, and he has 7. And it's a 4-point 19-15 lead with under 10 to play first half. Rose Holman looks for an answer. McGowan gets under, uses the rim as a protector, and the reverse layup goes in for McGowan, and it's a 2-point game at 19-17.
Nice job of executing by both teams in the half court.
Oh, McGowan goes down, gets right back up. He had knee surgery in high school. That's why you'll see on his right leg the brace that he has. Smith pump fake, drives, hangs in the air, blocked, but I think the foul is going to come from behind. Harden with the push. We'll see who they charge it to. Nonetheless, it'll earn Cameron Smith a trip to the free throw line with 8:53 to go in the first half, looking to add to their already 2-point advantage. First free throw good.
They called that on Simon Blair, who's been a good substitution off the bench for him in the post, but that's his second foul, so he'll go to the bench.
And Blair didn't get a lot of time last night. He's kind of a spark plug. We saw him leading the cheers and the chants in warm-ups earlier today during Rose Holman shoot-around. Both free throws good. 21-17. Rose Holman here on out in the bonus. 8:45 to play. And Clark, I think when you're that close, you got to get in and get fouled and earn some free throws here. Pump fake, shot around the rim, no good, batted around. Avano goes out of bounds with it. Didn't realize how far underneath the basket he was.
Well, and he had to try to contain Terry Hicks. He's a grown man down there for Rose Holman, and went aggressively after that rebound. Avano was in position, but being able to block him out and all your momentum just took him out of bounds.
So here's the inbound play. They get to the middle. Hicks dribbles out of it. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Chaplin has it. Leaves his feet to find Harden. McGowan double team. Tries to spin out of it. Ball loose. Gets it out. Chaplin gets into a mid-range jumper. This one goes halfway down and spins out on him. And Anderson will look to add to their 4-point lead. 8:08 to go first half.
A big possession here by Anderson. A bucket here really gets him in a really good shape as we wind down the last few minutes here of the first half.
Smith, nice pass, down low. Dowling kicks it, corner 3. Gaddis off the rim, no good. Avano gets loose, grabs the offensive rebound, and puts it in. He's got 7 with 7:45 to go. 23-17 Anderson.
Great job of Tate Avano of being hard to guard.
Harden with the basketball. Rose Holman needs a bucket. They've gone 2.5 without a shot from the field. Harden swings back to Chaplin. 2-3 zone shown by Anderson. Hicks sets the screen. Harden thought about a 3. Dribbles to the middle of the court. Goes down low. McGowan takes it on the run. Little shimmy shake. Doesn't get it to go, but the big man Hicks tips it back in with the left hand off the backboard, and it's 23-19.
Good time for Terry Hicks to get his first field goal. Staying after it.
You talk about a grown man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's getting after it. McGowan's going to recognize they're going to get that double team if he catches it in the post.
Cameron Smith 3, good. Smith answers, and it's a 7-point advantage for Anderson, their highest margin in the first half, 26-19, 6:45 to play. The under 8-minute timeout coming next, dead ball. Chaplin with it. Harden thought about a 3. Dribble drive is loose. Nice defense pick up there. Hicks going with it. 5 on the clock. Out to Harden. Harden, good look at a 3. Off the rim, no good. That shot goes long, and Gaddis corrals the rebound. 6:20 to go. Smith to Avano. Avano back up top. Smith has it. 6:10 to go, 15 on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Dowling to Gaddis. Dowling sets a screen. Gaddis drives, leaves his feet. Avagno has it. 5 on the clock. Camden, Smith got away with the carry. Great defensive pressure. Backdoor pass. Goes out of bounds. Turnover. And Rose-Hulman will take over. 5:54 to go in the first half of the HCAC Conference Championship game. Anderson leading 26-19. You're watching HCAC.TV, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back here from the campus of Manchester University, the HCAC championship game between the 2-seeded Anderson Ravens and the 4-seeded Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers. Tony Donahue alongside of Clark Chafin with you. It's been a nice little run here for Anderson. Can Rose-Hulman answer coming out of the timeout? What do they have to do to get better looks? The Ravens have really picked up that defensive pressure.
Well, and I think that's where it comes from. They're using a lot of those turnovers and a lot of those misses to get some transition out of the Ravens, and that's led to some good looks. And despite Elijah Mattingly on the bench with 2 fouls, let's not forget that.
Brayton Kane checks in here for Anderson, the 5'10 senior from Frankton High School. He guards Bradley Harden. Harden out of Virginia has the basketball. 2-3 zone showed still by Anderson. Chaplin has it. 7 on the clock. Harden dribble drives, penetration, and he's fouled.
Well, that's a good take by Harden because that's going to get him to the free throw line.
Yep, so Harden earns himself a chance for the 1-and-1. 5:28 to go. And it's been all so far here, Clark, a lot of Max Chaplin. He's got 11.
Yeah, Rose needs to pick up a third scorer. McGowan has 5 and Chaplin 11. Outside of that, you've got a few guys with just 2 points. We got to find someone to score along with those and make it a 3-headed monster as
Harden bangs it home. He'll have one more. 26-20.
And meanwhile, Tony, if you look at Anderson, they've got 3 guys really scoring the ball, and Gaddis, Smith, and Avagno.
It was a 13-6 run for Anderson. And Harden's second free throw, back iron too strong. And Anderson has it. 6-point lead. They've led by as many as 7. Left side, 3 ball in the air. Good. Fred Shropshire puts it in.
That's the 6th made 3 by Anderson. You know, we thought maybe he might get tired legs of playing back-to-back.
Yeah.
They've been pretty fresh.
So knocking down the 3 balls, which we knew that they would. They did that last night, and Rose-Hulman preached in their shoot-around. They're going to knock down 3s. Here's a ball batted around and stolen away. It's a 9-point lead for Anderson. Their most here in the first half. 4:48 to play. Here's the swing. Hunt drives, and Hunt's going to be fouled on the ground. Just a 15 foul to Rose-Hulman. So side out coming up for Anderson.
Good attack, though, but here's again that transition we've talked about where Anderson likes to get out and run. There's a missed shot is almost like a turnover because that's going to put him in an early game offense and get their transition game going.
So Brayton Kane will inbound it. Here's that diagonal screen they like to run. Out of the pass is a quick 3, short. Great hustle play there by Alex Hunt. He tracks it down, put 20 seconds on the shot clock, and Anderson will reset. Avagno has it, the player of the year. Has Hunt back up top, 6 on the shot clock. Step back, mid-range jumper, no good. Hicks corrals the rebound. And here comes Rose-Hulman, 4:15 to go first half. Hicks steps in, gets some space. McGowan has it down low, finds Hicks. Penetration, short, batted around in the air, and it's going to wind up with Rose-Hulman, and Kobe Stoudemire is going to reset the offense, 15 to go on the shot clock.
Good hustle by William Bowman to get that loose ball.
Chaplin to Hicks. Hicks corner 3 air ball. And Anderson will look for their first double-digit lead here in the first half. Kane with the basketball. Shropshire has it. Hunt back to Kane. Kane picks up his dribble. Finds Huckabee. Avagno dishes back to Huckabee. Huckabee has the one-on-one here. 4 on the shot clock. Spins, turns, lays it in. No good. Ball smacked around, and it'll belong to Rose-Hulman. With 3:22 to go in the first half, Anderson finds himself up 29-20 in the HCAC Conference Championship game. You're watching HCAC.TV. We always have a front row seat. Back here from Manchester University, Anderson, the 2 seed, leading Rose-Hulman 29-23, 22 to go first half. The HCAC TV is powered by IndianaSRN for the fans of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference to watch their teams compete. If you would like to see more games, contact Keith Myers, coach at IndianaSRN.org, HCAC TV, where you always have a front row seat. 3:22 to go here. Tony Donahue alongside Clark Chafin. Clark, Rose-Hulman is going to have to find a way to get better looks and finish them. They've had a couple down low. They just haven't got on the go.
This is a very important stretch here for Rose. If they can get string together some offense, get a few possessions where they're scoring either a 2 or a 3, and climb back in this contest. I mean, they're not out of it by any stretch, and certainly there's plenty of time. They just got to find a way to get what they want here on the offensive end.
Willie Bowman back out there. He had 12 last night. He's been quiet so far tonight. Here comes the double team. McGowan dribbles out of it. And with 5 on the shot clock, Rose-Hulman going to have to work quick. He's going to force a 3, and he got it. Right on cue, Willie Bowman with the shot clock expiring, splashes it home from the top of the key and cuts the lead to 6.
Only the second made 3 of the half by Rose. But that came at a big time.
Dowling, nice dish. Down low to the big man Elijah Mattingly, who slams it home. The D3 version of the Joker of the Denver Nuggets with a nice assist there, leading to a Mattingly dunk. I said that last night, that he was like a D3 Joker, and then head coach Carter Collins said, he's a D3 Joker. And I said, yeah. Stoudemire's 3 rims out. Avagno has it up top. Smith has it. And they'll slow it up. 2:05 to go. 31-23, Anderson leading. Mattingly, the freshman. He's got plenty of potential in that Anderson Ravens uniform over his next 3 seasons. And the tournament coming up. Camden Smith, dribble, drive. Contact doesn't bother him. Puts it in off the glass, and it's the first double-digit lead of the night. Anderson by 10.
Camden Smith with 10.
Stoudemire has it. 1:39 to play. First half. Waits for the screen. Chaplin has it. He's gone a little bit quiet here. Had a quick 11 over the first 12 minutes of this first half. Cross-court pass. Chaplin has it. 10 on the shot clock. Anderson faithful come to their feet. Gowan had a wide-open shot. Thought twice about it. Spins out. Banks it home. And they're going to call a travel.
Yeah, that last shot fake, it looked like he was going up. He felt it was going to be contested. Decided to keep the ball, and they caught that pivot foot, dragging that pivot foot a little bit, and there's a turnover.
So Anderson has a 10-point lead. Smith with the basketball, Mattingly up top. Waits for the screen, gets it down low to Dowling. Dowling, left-handed dribble. Smith drives, spins, cross-court pass. Avagno, rise, fire, no shot. He stepped out of bounds. Avagno is stunned.
On the catch.
So on the catch, he steps out of bounds.
He elevated to catch the ball and came down, got his dribble there to get him back in rhythm and knock down the shot. But good call by the official right there on the line.
A minute to go. First half. From Manchester University, the HCAC championship game. Rose-Hulman trailing by 10. Chaplin to Stoudemire. They try to work the ball into the post, into that free throw area. Dribble drive, Bowman, corner, Chaplin, rise, fire three, got it, he's got 14, and cuts it to a 7-point deficit at 33-26, 30 seconds to go.
Tough shot there by Chaplin, sprinting to the corner, catching it and shooting it in one motion.
4-second separation, game clock and shot clock. Smith content to dribble it out, probably make a move towards the rack around 7 seconds on that shot clock. Here's the dribble drive. Gonna go one-on-one. Looks, dribbles out, left hand off the backboard. Good. 5 seconds to go. Stoudemire pushing it. 2 seconds. Stolen by Huckabee. They'll call him out of bounds. So what do you draw up here with 9/10 of a second to go in the first half, trailing by 9?
Well, you got basically a second, so that's good for at least one dribble, a catch and a dribble and shoot. Need something to go to the basket. Maybe you throw it down to the post to McGowan, and from there he reads the defense. He can throw it to McGowan and then kick it out. You got enough for 2 passes as well. But you need a bucket here. It's 35-26, a 9-point lead. If you can dip into this 9-point lead, it'll give you some confidence and some boost going in so you can make some halftime adjustments.
Clark, we talked about this last night, and bodes well again tonight. Both teams, 7 and 5 fouls at the 9.5-minute mark. Anderson had committed 6 fouls. They've brought the discipline here, and same for Rose-Hulman. They've only committed 5 fouls this half with 9/10 of a second to go.
Tony, yesterday in our semifinals, the team that shot the most free throws was Anderson with 12. Right now, Rose has 6 and Anderson has 4 on the night.
So Harden will inbound it. Here comes the screen, bounce pass, Chaplin, rise, fire, fade away, short. And that's how the first half of the HCAC championship game will come to a close. Anderson with a 35-26 lead over Rose-Hulman. We have a halftime show coming up for you as well. You're watching the HCAC.TV, where you always have a front row seat.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to Stauffer Wolf Arena and Stan Warner Court on the campus of Manchester University. It's our halftime show, and we're happy to have Manchester University head coach Nate Conley with us. Coach of the year, first of all, congratulations not only on that honor, but a special season for you guys being the regular season champions of the HCAC.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm a big believer that that's a team and a coaching staff award, and individual recognition comes with team success. So we have a lot to be proud of that we accomplished this season. Not only were we regular season champions with Anderson for the first time in 12 years, we had our first winning season in 12 years. So, very, very, very proud of a lot of things we were able to get done this year. Ended a game or two shorter than we would have liked, but our heads are held high, and I'm really excited about what this group was able to accomplish.
Well, certainly you had a tough game last night. As we were broadcasting, 2 really good looks. We thought both of them were going down, and obviously Columbus was hot in that second half, had hit 3 threes, but unfortunately you fell one game short last night of reaching your goal to get to this game?
Yeah, that was just kind of how the game went. I thought we had a lot of really good looks last night. I thought we shared the ball really well. It just didn't want to go in for us, and that's just kind of how some games go, especially this time of year. Rose is a really tough matchup for us. We lost to them by 3, by 1, and by 3. We've won 10 of our last 12 with 2 losses to their squad. And the thing I was probably most proud of was we guarded them the best we have in 3 games. The last game was 93-92. Last night, 66-63. So, again, the games were very different from game to game against those guys. And I thought we competed really hard. We just couldn't find the basket.
Well, and that's something we noticed, too. We thought your kids just played extremely hard, just came up a little bit short. But one thing I've noticed as your career in the 4th year, you're starting to build something special. First year, you had 6 conference wins. COVID kind of came around, 7 wins last year, bumped all the way up to 14 wins. No seniors on the roster, if I'm correct. So you're building something special.
Yeah, that is correct. I'm a big believer. You don't just become better because you're older, but I've been really consistent. We have a sophomore group that doesn't work like 18 and 19-year-old kids. They really work like juniors and seniors that are part of teams that want to compete to win championships and compete to host conference tournaments, semifinals, and finals. So I'm really excited just because of the work they've shown since they've gotten here, and not having a senior class. Our juniors will become seniors and our sophomores will become juniors, and on top of our return, the potential to return our entire roster with no one graduating, we're really excited about our incoming freshman class. So again, there's a lot of work to put in this spring, summer, fall, heading into the next October, but I'm really encouraged at the group of guys that we have moving forward here at Manchester.
Just one general question, is there one area that you want to see your team really grow in that summer? We know basketball players are made in the summer, right? Whether it's 2-a-days or whether it's on your own and whatever, and in the gym and in the weight room, what's the one thing that you would like to see when you're looking at the stats a year from now, like, man, we've really made growth in this department?
Yeah, honestly, just trying to get in the weight room and not necessarily be boys playing men. It was evident that the freshmen a year ago who are sophomores, we just kind of were always at a disadvantage, getting knocked off of our line or just kind of, at that disadvantage just because we were freshmen playing juniors and seniors. So we had a really good summer in the weight room. That just needs to continue. Being able to compete at the level we did, not having any guys that have been through that 4-year battles and be as seniors is really encouraging. So being able to have some upperclassmen as juniors and seniors next year is probably what I'm looking most forward to.
I got to think that's probably the biggest adjustment, right, from high school to college, no matter what level is just that physicality.
Yeah, just the speed and the athleticism. And you can look at the shot clock and the three-point line being moved back and all the logistical things, but definitely just the strength and the size, not just in games, but in practice during a 5.5-month season. Freshmen who are used to kind of beating up on JV kids every day their senior year in high school, now they come and they're being guarded by a 21, 22-year-old. So, again, just over the course of the 5 to 5.5 month season, it's a different grind at college than in high school.
Well, we appreciate you joining us.
Well, real quick, I got one more question.
Okay, Tony, jump in.
I talked to a former student here. We had 3 hours earlier, so we were shooting around. Said it was the best student crowd that he had saw at Manchester over the last 5 years. Talk about that crowd last night.
Yeah, I can't thank our student section enough, and really just this campus and community.
Yeah.
Last night we're missing a third of our student athletes because of spring competition. So, when we went to Anderson a week ago, they had an unbelievable crowd, and we still traveled 20, 25 students to that game. They weren't here because they're down in South Carolina competing. So for the student body to really rally around the opportunity to host this conference tournament for the first time in 12 years was really rewarding, and it probably was the best crowd in 5 years, but we're fortunate to get some really good ones on a regular occasion. But last night was pretty special, and I wish we would have found a way to win by 1 so we could have had this game with Anderson traveling really well, the 2 rivals being 90 minutes away from each other.
Well, it's been a special time. The hospitality Manchester University has showed us in hosting this tournament has been fantastic. We appreciate you coming up for halftime. Best of luck in your endeavors and as you progress on to the off season. And we'll take a break, come back, wrap things up here in the first half, and get ready for second half action. Rose trailing to Anderson by 9 on the HCAC TV.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
You want a sports degree that is beyond the game? A degree that immerses you from day one and launches you into the business side of sports. With a sports management major from IUPUI's School of Health and Human Sciences, you'll have insider access to sports professionals and will learn from faculty with years of teaching and industry experience. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sport industry career.
We can't have NBA basketball without the ball itself. So today we are going to go balls deep into the history of the ball, starting all the way back to the game's inception. Let's begin the animated timeline. The game of basketball was invented in the year 1891. Dr. James Naismith was its creator. Now, the game back then was much different than it is today. I'll save the evolution of the game itself for a later video. This video's topic is the balls. And the ball in 1891 was, well, a soccer ball. Now, soccer balls themselves were built a little different than they are today, but the important takeaway is that this ball actually wasn't used for dribbling. Dribbling wasn't a concept for basketball until 1897. As the game became more popular and grew, the ball had no business being a soccer ball. So in 1894, Dr. James Naismith reached out to A.G. Spalding to invent the first basketball ball. Spalding at the time was famous for making American footballs and Major League Baseball gloves. And you can totally see the inspiration of the design, as this ball is laced up at the center like a football. Fun fact about this ball specifically, to celebrate its 125th anniversary, Spalding remade the ball in 2019 around the same time as the Raptors-Warriors finals. As the years went on, basketball got so popular it was able to have its own league formed around the sport. And in 1937, the NBL, or National Basketball League, was formed in the United States, and they needed their own NBL ball. This ball was no longer built like a pigskin football, as the laces are removed for optimal dribbling. The NBA, National Basketball Association, was founded in 1946, but it wasn't till around 1950 when the game got a much upgraded ball. The game got so popular that it started bringing attention of many new fans showing up to watch the games. Keeping up with, spectating, and watching the pace of the game as a fan was difficult, as the brown ball color was hard to keep up with rapid court movement on the brown floor. So around 1950, the ball was remade into an orange ball. The orange ball was much more flashy and visually appealing to fans, as they can easily see it dart around the court. Decades later, the game ball kept evolving. Around 1971, the NBA changed the design of the ball from 4 leather panels to 8 leather panels. Having 8 leather panels instead of 4 allowed for a much better grip on the ball itself for better dribbling techniques. And 1 year later, in 1972, the first synthetic leather ball was made, which made producing the ball much cheaper. And now we bring you the iconic NBA ball that many of you know and love, the 1984 Spalding Larry O'Brien official Spalding ball. To quote Heritage Auctions, Wilson had the NBA contract to produce basketballs, which ended following the '83 finals. Also moving out of the office of commissioner was Larry O'Brien. Eventually, Spalding picked up the contract and David Stern assumed the role as top man on February 1st, 1984. This ball is the ball of choice that many fans around the world prefer while playing basketball. Moving on to a slight adaptation of this ball was that failure of a ball in 2006. This 06 ball was made out of cross-traction microfiber, but the ball only lasted for the beginning of the season, as many players complained that it roughed up their fingers, skin, and was overall a terrible ball. The ball was quickly discontinued, and the NBA went back to the classic leather ball. Going forward in the future, coming up for the 2021-2022 NBA season, Wilson will replace Spalding as the official NBA basketball. Now, the leather used for the balls themselves will still come from the same provider, so they won't physically feel any much different. Also, the balls will keep their 8-panel configuration and performance specifics as the ball that is currently used, so it's pretty much the same game with a different name.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I'm seeing mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, in every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes, in this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Minute to go before halftime concludes here on the campus of Manchester University, with the second-seeded Anderson Ravens have a 35-26 lead over the Rose-Hulman Fighting Engineers with a ticket on the line to the D3 tournament. Tony Donnie alongside Clark Chafin with you. We want to thank Aspen Creek Grill. They offer warm, inviting atmosphere for family and friends. A great dining destination for a night out. Wherever the day has taken you, we invite you to make yourself at home at Aspen Creek Grill, locations in Louisville as well as Noblesville. We also couldn't do this without the help of the Morales Group, Piper Logistics, Reynolds Farm Equipment, Bertner Electric, and Clean Slate. Clark, real quick before this second half gets underway, what are some of the stats from that first half that stuck out to you?
Well, Tony, right away as you look at the comparison between teams, Rose-Hulman shooting 35% from the field, 37% from the three-point line, so they're shooting better from long distance. And Anderson shooting 54%, 46% from behind the line. 7 bench points for Anderson compared to 1 for Rose. And paint points, the advantage, you might think would go to Rose because of McGowan, but it goes to Anderson.
McGowan kicks out left side Chaplin. 2-3 zone still here for Anderson. Up top, 3 ball in the air, short, and a big-time rebound there by Alex Hunt. And one and done on the first possession of the second half for Rose-Hulman.
And real quickly, Tony, a scorer from the women's side, Transylvania up 1, 38-37 against Hanover in the championship game.
So Hanover hanging tough in that one, and the commish told us if they can hang tough, they might earn themselves an automatic bid. Obviously, you would do that by knocking off Transylvania, who is undefeated on this girls' season. Camden Smith misses the layup. Rose-Hulman with the rebound. Harden drives, left side dish, ready for the 3. Front rim, no good. And another big rebound there from Alex Hunt.
2 really good looks by Bowman right out of the timeout. Neither one was falling, though.
Smith, dribble drive, floats in the air, and puts it down. Nothing but net, and it's back to a double-digit lead at 37-26. Harden has the ball. Chaplin slows it up, gets the screen, stops his dribble, and Harden bails him out. Back to Chaplin.
Tony, this 2-3 zone, or this kind of matchup zone for Anderson, has really slowed down the Rose-Hulman offense.
Dribble drive, throw up, no good. McGowan has it, 2 on the shot clock, and he throws it away. Stolen away by Gaddis. Gaddis behind the back dribble, finds Avagno. Avagno, Smith, 3, no good. Batted around into the hands of Avagno. Fade away, no. And we have a rebound and a foul charged to Jordan Gaddis. I believe that is his second.
Gaddis with a little curly kneel dribbling between the legs, behind the back, eluded 2 defenders. Got a great shot in that transition. We come up empty as Rose-Hulman gets the defensive rebound and gets the foul called from Anderson.
The HCAC Basketball Championship on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN. The championship game, semifinals last night, and another steal here. Alex Hunt has it, gives it to Smith. Smith, Gaddis. Gaddis dribbles, spins, and he traveled. He picked up, we're going to have a jump ball. Ooh.
I thought he might be a little out of control.
I thought he drugged that foot.
Drug that foot, yeah. I thought there might be a travel call.
But it is a jump ball, and the possession will remain with Anderson. 2:12 gone by for second half. And only 1 bucket so far in the first 2:12 coming from Camden Smith. Avagno has it. He's been relatively quiet with 7 points. Right-hand scoop shot, and he flips it in with the finger roll, and he has 9 points and 6 rebounds.
He does a good job of letting the game come to him. He doesn't take a whole lot of shots to get his points. He's very efficient, and I like that in an offensive player.
Harden uses a screen, gets a great look at a mid-range jumper, puts it up long. Smith rebounds it, and they will reset. Carter Collins says, let's reset. Let's get a good look. Mattingly checked into the game at that last dead ball, and he has it up top. Camden Smith thought about a 3. Second chance. Huckabee. Hezzy. Avagno, 3 ball short, and he can't quite track it down. So with 16:52 to go, it's a 13-point advantage. And Rose-Hulman has not scored in the last 4.5 minutes of play dating back to the end of the first quarter.
It's important for Rose to stay connected. You're not going to hit a 13-point shot, but you got to chip away and string together a few positive offensive possessions, and that's a great way to do it.
And McGowan uses the power dribble drop step to put it in. He's got 7, but really the biggest difference here so far is second chance opportunities and second chance points, 10 of them so far for Anderson. They also have the advantage in the paint, scoring 16 points to Rose-Hulman's 8. Here's a 3 ball, no good. Ball batted around, and it's going to go off of Hicks and stay with Anderson. And Kobe Stoudemire will check back in for Rose-Hulman.
Fred Schofryer making his presence known there as he had just checked in at one of the timeouts or one of the dead balls, knocks it away, and it goes off the leg of Hicks.
So inbound pass. Mattingly has it. You got a grown man out there for Rose-Hulman in number 10, Terry Hicks. And we're going to have a foul.
Camden Smith drove really hard to the basket, and they're going to call a foul on Terry Hicks there. It's their first team foul for Rose in the half.
So the Ravens to inbound. They get it in. Huckabee has it. Up against McGowan. Body's banging. Puts it in with the left-handed finger roll off the glass.
Huckabee had a really nice second half yesterday, and the majority of his damage of 10 points and 9 rebounds came in that second half. Let's see if he can string together another half like that.
I think that's his first bucket of the evening. He's got 2. Ball batted around, stolen away from Anderson. They have numbers. Push up, Camden Smith picks up the dribble, lays it in off the glass, and Rose-Hulman will call a timeout as Anderson on an 8-2 run to start the first half. They lead 43-28. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here a big-time burst here for Anderson to start the second half. We want to thank Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 solution, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. We do it all. Locations in Indianapolis, Indiana, Cincinnati, and Atlanta. Ken Thomason doing a great job with the camera. Our engineer is Greg Smith. Clark Chafin, Tony Donahue with you. Clark, big burst out of the start of the second half here, and they're getting easy buckets off the glass multiple times here for Anderson to push this lead to 15, the largest of the night.
You know, Tony, Rose only had 4 first half turnovers, but those long shots and long misses, it's almost like a turnover in a sense because that starts that break. A 15-point lead. Anderson's really pushed the tempo. As you said, coming out of halftime, it's an 8-2 run since we started this second half. So Rose has got to find a way to string together some offensive possessions, but also get some stops defensively. I don't know if you want to change your defense or try to do something different, but Anderson feels like they're in total control and has complete momentum right now.
Yep, 18 points in the paint for Anderson. They also have 12 second chance opportunities. They also have 12 points off of second chance opportunities. Kobe Stoudemire brings it up, gets it across the timeline. Chaplin, Stoudemire, 2-3 zone from Anderson. Let's wreak some havoc on Rose Holman. Chaplin's been quiet since that burst of 11 points in the first 9 minutes of this game. McGowan wide open jumper, puts it up too long. Taps it out of his own teammate's hand. Didn't realize.
Little friendly fire there.
Yeah, that Hicks also had his hand on the basketball. And we'll see what Anderson can do with a 15-point lead. Can't get comfortable here. Avagno down low to the big man Dowling. Lowers the shoulder, takes an extra step. I think he traveled. He did. He did take an extra step.
But that was a nice move.
Yeah. He's got some silky smooth moves. And we'll see what the call is here. I believe this will be the under 16-minute media timeout. 14:39 to go. Anderson with a 43-28 lead. You're watching HCAC TV, where you always have a front row seat.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Welcome back to the championship of the HCAC Conference Tournament on the campus of Manchester University. Tony Donahue along with Clark Chafin with you. Clark, a burst out of the second half here for Anderson, and they're doing it at the cup.
They're getting exactly what they want on the offensive end, and when you get a missed shot or a turnover, they're at their strength when they're pushing tempo, when they're pushing the ball, and the Ravens getting downhill, getting three-point shots, getting the ball in the paint, and really getting everything they want.
Yeah, and it seemed like early in this game with the 2-3 zone shown by Anderson, Rose Holman did a great job of getting those mid-range jumpers using the pump fake as Hicks drives it and gets it in, floats it in the air, and he puts it home. So a nice bucket there and a nice answer out of the timeout for Rose Holman to cut it to 13.
Well, if Rose is going to get back in this game, it's got to start here on this defensive end. They got to force Anderson into some missed shots and some missed opportunities.
So up under foul, and he was hit hard. And that'll earn Gavin Dowling a trip to the free throw line, I do believe. The bucket there for Hicks was just his fourth point of this contest.
And he had a tough shooting percentage in that first half, so it's good to see him get in the lane and keep shooting with confidence and knock down that bucket.
So to the line goes Gavin Dowling. He's got no points on the night, but 2 assists, and off the backboard and the rim, no good. They call him the D3 Joker.
He's got that smooth game where you don't have to be slow, as we talked about yesterday. You just got to change speeds.
Second free throw.
Backs it up like my sand wedge on the green.
Smacks off that back rim and goes in. It's a 14-point lead. Full court pressure for Anderson. Harden has it. He'll break out of it. Gets it across the timeline easily. He'll go down low to McGowan. This is where they got hot last night, and the bucket doesn't go, but he is fouled, and that'll put him on the line to shoot 2 free throws. Miles McGowan, who has 5 points here in this one.
Tony, what I liked about McGowan in that particular offensive sequence, he caught the ball and got into his move quickly. He didn't allow for a double team to get there, went straight up with the left hand and got the foul.
So first free throw, too hard, falls off. The HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN, is for the fans of the Heartland College Athletic Conference to watch their teams compete. If you would like to see more games, please contact Keith Myers at coach@indianasrn.org, HCAC TV, where you have a front row seat. Free throw good, down to 13. Clark, I think if they're going to get back in this game, you're going to need turnovers, which you just got, and going down low a lot to Miles McGovern.
Now convert off this turnover in your transition before this zone gets set up.
So McGowan, turnaround, floater, good. He's got 3 straight, and this is what happened 24 hours ago, Clark. He got hot from down low, showed a lot of emotion, and that was really the difference for Rose-Hulman last night.
20 points in the second half last night by McGowan. He's looking to repeat that performance in the last 13 minutes of this contest.
It's back to 11 on a quick spurt here from Rose-Hulman. Gaddis, right hand, got it. Got the friendly roll. And Rose-Hulman will look to go quickly here. We'll see if they'll go back down low to Miles McGowan. And it's stolen away. Huckabee all the way to the rack, puts it in. And the quick 5-0 run for Rose-Hulman is answered by back-to-back buckets by Anderson. And it's back to the largest lead of the night at 15.
Great anticipation by Huckabee, just reading the eyes as Chaplin gets fouled there by Avano, shooting a 3.
And you could tell Chaplin's brain, it's almost like he's overthinking, because last night he fell in love with the three-pointer. Tonight has pump fake, gotten some good looks. There he had a good 3, thought about it, hesitated a third time, and was fouled by Avano. And that'll earn Chaplin a trip to the free throw line. And you would have to think, Clark, you want to have this, under 12-minute timeout. If you can have it at about 12 to 10 points, you feel like you still got a fighting chance.
You just got to continue to chip away to where if you're in single digits after the under 8 timeout, you really got a good chance.
So Chaplin's first of 3 free throws goes. He's got 15. Second is also good. They get 16 on the night, as 3 subs will come in for Anderson, 2 for Rose-Hulman. Among those, Elijah Mattingly checking back in, and Alex Hunt for the Ravens. 4 starters out there for Anderson, and 4 starters now out there for Rose-Hulman.
Chaplin 4 for 4 from the free throw line on the night, 84% on the season.
And his third free throw goes down. He's got 17, 12-point lead, 12:29 to go in the championship game of the HCAC Conference Tournament. And a foul on McGowan there. And again, on the line here, Rose-Hulman's first trip to the D3 tournament since 2014. And for Anderson, it would be their first trip. It would be very impressive for Carter Collins and the boys, especially since Carter Collins, in his first year, the Hope College product, the Michigan native. And Huckabee throws it away.
Yeah, I think he thought that Alex Hunt was going to keep going to the corner. Hunt stopped, felt like he had position there, and miscommunication leads to the turnover. Let's see if Rose can capitalize. A 3-pointer here will cut it into single digits.
So Harden with the basketball to Blair. Blair finds Chaplin, back to Harden. Harden gets the mid-range, thought about the jumper, thinks twice, he'll reset, 13 on the clock. Chaplin gets in, dishes it, runs into his own man, leads to a 3, front rim, no good. Rebound Blair, he missed everything. Back to McGowan, and he's hit hard, and he goes down. He's fouled, earns himself a trip to the free throw line with 11:56 to go. They can cut this to a 10-point lead.
Good ball movement there. I'd like to see Harden as he gets to the paint. He's so close to shooting a little 6'8" footer. Put that up on the rim and see if that can go in.
Well, bodies were flying. We've reached the under 12 timeout. 48-36. Anderson with the lead. Rose-Hulman on a bit of a run. You're watching HCAC.TV, where you always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Miles McGowan earning him a trip to the free throw line. 11:56 to go on HCAC.TV, powered by IndianaSRN. Rose-Hulman has a chance to get this back to a 10-point deficit. 48-36 current score. Tony Donahue alongside of Clark Chafin with you from the campus of Manchester University, the HCAC Conference Championship game. First free throw short.
Tony, they got to keep going through McGowan, though, and that way that defense is going to collapse as the ball goes into paint. Then he can kick it out to a three-point shooter if he can't make a play. That's the best opportunity, really, in a half-court set to get that three-point shot up.
Following this one, we will crown an MVP of the tournament. We'll give you the all-tournament team as well. We'll have the head coach of the winning team join us, and we may hear from the MVP as well. Some worthy candidates so far. We will discuss that later on. Step back three here by the big fella, Elijah Mattingly, and it goes off, and we're talking back and forth. And they're going to laugh about it and walk away. So a little bit of a rivalry here. Huckabee chatting back and forth with Miles McGowan. McGowan showed a lot of emotion last time, but we were told this morning he usually doesn't do that, but he's feeling it now. Down 11. It's a quick 4-0 spurt. Chaplin thinks about it. Dribble drives. McGowan has it. He had an open look. Dishes it. Blair doesn't know what to do with it. Chaplin, corner three. Oh. Short. That would have been big. Avagno has the basketball. The conference player of the year.
And if you're Anderson on this possession, you don't have to settle for a long three with plenty of clock left. I got to think they want to work the ball around a little bit, try to get into the paint.
Avagno finds Hunt. Hunt gets hit, gets the ball back. 5 on the clock, drives off the backboard, no good, and a late foul will be charged to Miles McGowan.
That's a tough cover for McGowan on the perimeter against Alex Hunt, 6'6", from Noblesville, Indiana. The junior took McGowan off the dribble, had plenty of space on the weak side to go up with that shot.
That'll put Hunt on the free throw line. He has 3 points on the night. Had a 3-ball in that first half. First free throw rattles around.
The iron is kind.
I'll have to give him a can of orange paint for the orange paint that he just chipped off of that bad boy. And he'll go back to the free throw line for the second. This one spins out on him. Tapped around, batted around, into the hands of Hunt. Hunt finds Avagno to Smith. Wide open three. No good. And it's going to be oh, no, we're going to have a foul. We're going to have a foul. Could have been a jump ball. Could have went either way. But the ref's right on top of it.
Good hustle there by Willie Bowman to get that three. Hold on to it tight. Be strong with the basketball. Got a foul here by the Ravens.
So 5 team fouls committed by Anderson, 4 committed by Rose-Hulman. As we approach the halfway point of the second half, 12-point lead. The Ravens of Anderson, the number 2 seed. Blair has it. Blair's in there because Hicks has 3 fouls. And McGowan is hit on the ground. And that'll be the 6th team foul So with 10:21 to go, just like in the first half, 6 committed fouls to Anderson. Clark, Rose-Hulman's going to have to get to the basket and get fouled and earn those free throws with the bonus coming up from here on out.
Well, and what makes that such a big play is that also stops the clock, Tony. Get to the free throw line, you're stopping the clock and a chance to cut in to that lead.
So Chaplin had it in the corner. Dribbled down low, lost it. He'll rise, fire, 3, short. Hunt, rebound. Hunt's got 7 rebounds, almost threw it away. It is Smith loses it. Anderson wanted the foul. And Harden corrals it. Finds Blair. Chaplin. McGowan batted around, tipped. McGowan spins out of it. We're going to have a foul. And McGowan will go to the free throw line for the 1-and-1.
And Anderson knows they're going to try to go to McGowan. They collapsed on that pass. McGowan bobbled it, was able to find possession. And Alex Hunt commits that foul on the backside. And that'll send Rose-Hulman to the free throw line.
Again, thanks so much for spending your Saturday night with us here on HCAC TV, powered by IndianaSRN, the championship game, with a chance to go to the D3 tournament. Selection show coming up on Monday afternoon. We'll get you an update here at the next time out of what's going on at the women's final between Hanover and Transylvania down in Lexington, Kentucky. McGowan's first free throw, good. Second, rattles out, spins, tipped, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it will be Anderson's basketball. Clark, it just seems like Rose-Hulman has had multiple opportunities to cut this to single digits and just hasn't been able to get over the hump.
You're exactly right. They haven't been able to string together enough plays.
Mattingly has it. Here's the screen. Back over to Mattingly. They'll work it down low. Dowling. The big man going to go one-on-one. Little shimmy, little shake. Stutter step, right hand, no good. Tips it. And, we have a collision, and that's Hunt goes down hard, and he's holding his left ankle, it looks like. So both players showing great hustle going for the basketball. Hunt ends up with the brunt end of it. He is limping a little bit as Willie Bowman went for the basketball.
It's just two players wanting to win the game, and that 50-50 ball, when the conference tournament on the line, well, one play can make a difference. Bowman just going after the ball. Hunt beating there in the undercut. Unfortunate to see that kind of collision, but good sportsmanship by both guys, knowing that they're just going after the basketball and playing hard.
So Hunt is down behind the bench getting looked at by the Anderson staff. And we'll see what it ends up being. They're going to grab a towel. We'll see a replay here. I think they're going to go back to the monitor.
It gets tapped out. Here's the loose ball. Tapped right there. And it's just who was trying to get there first.
Loose ball.
Yeah,
the old loose ball drill. First one on the ground usually gets it.
Bowman was just was the lower man there, so to speak, and Hunt got the worst end of that little collision.
Smith has it. Mattingly up top. The Beech Grove product kicks it out. Gets it right back. Slow it up. 8 seconds on the clock. The 6'7" freshman gets it smacked away by Blair. And here comes Rose-Hulman trailing by 11.
He brought it down and then Harden was able to get a piece of that and get that deflection.
You can tell Chaplin wants to shoot it. He's had looks. Blair gets it. Nice extra pass. McGowan puts it home. They worked on that today in their shoot-around. Get it to the middle, right at that free throw line. Great extra pass by Blair. And McGowan puts it home, and it's a single-digit deficit. McGowan dives for it. Smith throws it away. And a turnover. 8:37 to go. Rose-Hulman gaining some steam. The Fighting Engineers trailing by 9, 49-40.
And that's what we talked about. If they can get it in single digits, which they have now, under 8, that was the key. That was a goal. And a great high-low play down here against the zone. Blair's came in and given the Fighting Engineers some excellent minutes off the bench as he was able to find McGowan on that high-low play. McGowan finished. McGowan now with 14 after only 5 at the half, starting to make his presence known. Crunch time, big players making big plays at big times.
Yeah, this is the point of the game in the 2 14-point losses to Anderson early in the season where Rose-Hulman let it get away from them. Now they find themselves on a bit of a run with some momentum, and McGowan and Dowling laughing back and forth with each other in the post. 8:33 to go. The championship of the HCAC conference tournament. Chaplin, dribble drive, double team, spins out of it. Harden, got to get it out of the corner there. 15 on the shot clock. Harden dishes, extra pass, McGowan, left hand, banks it in. It's back to a 7-point game. This is as close as Rose-Hulman has been since 3 minutes to go in the first half. 49-42, the under 8-minute timeout coming up. Dowling has it. He's harassed, puts it on the floor, loses it, gets it back, and smoothly kisses it off the glass to silence the Rose-Hulman crowd and push the deficit back to 9. Harden with it.
Tony Rose has had success on this end by getting dribble penetration in the middle of the zone. The help's left McGowan open.
Blair sets a great screen, leaves an open bucket, and he puts it in. Willie Bowman back to a 7-point lead, 7:28 to go. Again, Rose-Hulman in the bonus here on out. Camden Smith has it. We haven't heard much of the conference player of the year as Smith shoots a 3, rises, puts it in, and it's back to a 10-point lead. And Clark, every time Rose-Hulman has pushed things, Anderson has had an answer.
Certainly have, and that's Camden Smith's 17th point.
McGowan up top. Blair looks for the pass, finds Harden in the corner for 3.
Huge.
They answer it.
Huge.
We haven't heard much from Mr. Harden, but Bradley knocks one down when needed and cuts it back to a 7-point deficit, under 7 to go. Smith, little hezzy, finds left side. Avagno. And a hard screen. Wide open layup, spins out, and it's going to go out of bounds and belong to Rose-Hulman. We've reached the under 8-minute media timeout with 6:26 to go. Anderson with a 7-point lead. You're watching the HCAC Conference Tournament on HCAC TV. We always have a front row seat.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Back from the campus of Manchester University, you're watching HCAC.TV and the Conference Championship game. Tony Donahue, Clark Chafin with you. 6:26 to go. Anderson clinging on to a 7-point lead. Rose-Hulman with the basketball, Clark, and plenty of momentum on the Fighting Engineer side.
Got a nice little timeout, a little break, little rest. Coach can draw up a play, get a shot that he wants, but it's all started here at the defensive end. They've made contested shots, made shooting difficult for Anderson by contesting those shots and getting that hand in, really crowding that offensive player.
Simon Blair doing a great job with Terry Hicks on the bench in foul trouble. Harden, another 3, just hit one. This one rattles out. McGowan, offensive rebound. Blair, second chance, nice dish, down low. McGowan spins out of it. He's fouled from behind, and he'll go to the free throw line with a chance to cut this to just 5.
Good hustle on that long offensive rebound. Long threes lead to those long rebounds. It becomes an effort play there. Got the ball to McGowan in the post. He's going to have to knock down these free throws.
It's been back and forth from the free throw line for Rose-Hulman in the second half. First one goes, 6 to go, 54-48. It's a 6-point lead.
McGowan now 5 of 8 from the free throw line in his contest.
Second free throw, no good. Blair smacks it, and it falls into the hands of Camden Smith. So the deficit remains 6. The Ravens with the basketball. Mattingly up top. Huckabee has it, swings it to Smith. Smith dribbles away, finds Huckabee, lowers his shoulder, going to go one-on-one, gets to the paint, finds a jump shot three ball, and the player of the year in the conference when you need him, Tate Avagno, splashes it home. McGowan has it, corner three, looking for the answer, and they do. Rose Holman, Willie Bowman, splash down, answers it, and it's back to a 6-point deficit.
Neither team backing down, going toe-to-toe here the last 5 minutes, and we now got a moving screen.
And so the foul will be committed on the moving screen by Bryson Huckabee. And Rose Holman with the basketball. They can cut the lead in half with a three. Anderson's faithful coming alive, as is Rose Holman's. Chaplin has it.
Fans are on their feet, Tony. They know this is an intense moment.
Bowman down to McGowan. McGowan dribble drive, misses. Blair, tip, no. McGowan out. Harden, another three, no. And the big man, 6'7", Elijah Mattingly grabs the rebound and is fouled. That is the fifth foul, or sixth foul, excuse me, charge to Rose Holman. So bonus basketball for the final 4:50 for both teams.
Good look by Bradley Harden right after an offensive rebound. Good time to shoot that three. He had just made one in the corner. Just couldn't make the connect on that last attempt.
Camden Smith with it. 15 on the clock. Avagno wanted another three. Finds Huckabee. Corner swing to Mattingly. Mattingly picked up by Blair. Blair getting some major minutes here for Rose Holman. 5 on the shot clock. Backdoor pass. Up under bucket. A great pass from Elijah Mattingly, the freshman. Dishes it down low. And Jordan Gaddis puts it in off the glass. Chaplin, three ball for the answer. Short. Ball ends up right back into his lap. Dishes it. McGowan spins. And he's hit from behind. Chaplin has it. They'll reset. 4 minutes to go. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
If you're Rose, you don't have to shoot a three. You don't have to fall in love with it.
Well, they will. Willie Bowman looks good. Rattles around, no good. And Mattingly, another rebound. Gets a screen. He'll push the tempo. We'll see if he backs it out. Goes across. Chaplin read it. Gives it to Ivan. Avagno gets it. Thinks about it. And then splashes home a three. And it's a quick 8-0 run to push the lead back to 11. And it's been the player of the year. It's a full-time, he kind of motioned for both. We'll go ahead and take it with them. 3:40 to go. Anderson pushes their lead back to double digits. You're watching HCAC.TV. We always have a front row seat.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
.340 to go. The championship game of the HCAC Conference Tournament from Manchester University for the second-seeded Anderson Ravens on a 5-0 burst. Lead 62-51. Rose Holman went on a nice run there, but it has been answered by Anderson. We'll have the game-winning coach with us afterwards. We'll crown an MVP. And Hicks checks back into the game. Didn't come off the screen. Chaplin tried to find him. Came off of his feet, and he turns the ball over.
Score update, Tony. 5:03 left in the women's HCAC tournament. Transy 74, Hanover 56.
We'll wait and see the fate of Hanover if they'll get an automatic bid. They hung with Transylvania nicely for a while there. Huckabee drives, puts it in, blocked by McGowan, batted around, keeps it with it. Smith thought about a three. Mattingly will shoot it. Back iron, no good. McGowan grabs the rebound, falls on the ground. Avagno goes for it. He calls for a timeout, and he got it. The conference player of the year getting dirty, grabbing a loose ball and calls a timeout.
That's what it takes to win championships. Loose ball, Avagno, full dive, right? Almost like he was doing the Nestea plunge all into the pool. Gets on the floor, gets a floor burn, but earns a possession with a timeout. 3 minutes to go, up 11, and now possession.
Yep, so 3 minutes to go, 62-51. And you got to think, if you're Rose-Hulman, if you have any chance to come back in this contest, you're going to have to knock down some threes. But it first and foremost starts on this defensive possession, Clark.
Certainly does. You got to find a way to get a stop. Make sure there's no easy baskets. You got to communicate. Even down here on the offensive end, you can tell that last possession for Rose, there wasn't as good a communication as there been. People may have not been in the right spots. You can sense a little frustration. Every possession matters, especially from here on out. You got to think Anderson's going to need to knock down free throws, so you might start seeing some offense for defense substitutions for both teams.
3 minutes left, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Anderson gets it in the Huckabee, up to Smith, and they're going to slow it down. Chaplin picks up the defensive pressure. Smith waits for the Huckabee screen, gets it, he's double teamed, spins, waits, finds Gaddis, right-handed floater, and he puts it in. Gaddis has been big here in this championship game after a quiet night last night, and it's back to a 13-point lead.
He's hit some tough shots in the paint, now has 14 in the contest.
McGowan finds Harden to Hicks. Hicks is swatted away by Huckabee, and Avagno is fouled at midcourt, and he'll go to the line for the 1-and-1.
Tony, you got to wonder when Rose was down 15 and cut it to 6, if that just took all their energy and juice out of them. It was 57-51, and now we have a chance to extend that lead to 15 again.
So Avagno goes to the line. And the 1-and-1. Major confidence there by Coach Carter Collins to pull his entire the other four players away for that first of the 1-and-1, knowing Avagno, the conference player of the year from Valparaiso, Indiana, I might add. And he splashes home those two free throws. Us 2-9 boys know how to hit jump shots, I'll tell you that. 66-51, a 15-point advantage back up here for Anderson. Hicks spins, no contact, puts it in. It's a 13-point game, 2 minutes to go. Are you playing the foul game here? Are you playing it out?
I think with this amount of deficit, I think you've got to try your best to extend the game.
Yeah.
I would pick someone to start fouling, probably.
I go next possession.
Yes.
Smith has it, 12 on the shot clock. Spins Hicks around. Huckabee has it. Why not? 3-ball splash. He might be the future conference player of the year. His coach told me he can be an All-American, and he puts home a 3.
Mattingly now with 7, 16-point lead.
Chaplin, dribble drive, floater, no good. Mattingly, rebound, fouled, free throws, 1-and-1 coming up.
A lot of guys have played a lot of minutes for Rose-Hulman. Those shots that were falling in the first half for Chaplin, not so much the second half, as he only has 3 free throws. And Anderson challenging those shots on the perimeter, knowing that that's the easiest way Rose can get back in this contest. Mattingly will go to the free throw line.
He'll put it in.
He now has 8 points, a 6'7" freshman. Again, he just can give you so much on the offensive, defensive end with not only his frame but his length.
Silky smooth shot. You would think in the next couple of years we might be talking about Elijah Mattingly as a D3 All-American. McGowan, backboard, no good. Minute 14 to go, 18-point lead. And Avagno will just simply slow it up.
And you might now, with the score being 18 points with only a minute left, you may just try to go for steals but not extend the game with fouls.
So Smith drives. He is fouled hard. And 49 seconds to go.
49 seconds for Anderson University to celebrate its first ever trip to the NCAA tournament.
Carter Collins, the first-year head coach. I'll talk to him coming up after this one. We'll give you the HCAC All-Tournament team as well. As the free throw goes in. It's a 19-point lead, the largest of the night for Anderson. It's been a great 24 hours here in Manchester. We can't thank the entire staff, not only of the HCAC, but also the SIDs and everybody involved here at Manchester. Rose Holman for all the information. Everybody who came from Anderson as well as Hanover. It's been a great.
A nice curtain call, nice gesture here by Nick Sales in giving some of these seniors a final chance.
Chaplin, the senior from Rebuff, had a great night, had a great tournament.
It's tough when you put your heart and soul into a game for as many years as they have to make that final walk.
Yeah, and the excitement of this game where you punch your ticket for the first time in school history shows you immediately the game of basketball, how great it can be, and on the other side, how it can take away from you with Rose Holman getting so close as Kobe Stoudemire throws it, no good. Rebound, no good. McGowan finds it. He'll think twice, he'll go up, and Mattingly wanted to swat that bad boy away, but the bucket goes. Cuts it to an 18-point game, and that'll do it. All they got to do is get it across the timeline. Jordan Gaddis will, and Anderson, for the first time in school history, under first season head coach Carter Collins, will represent the HCAC in the D3 tournament. They are the 2023 HCAC tournament champs. The student section storms the court, and the Ravens will go for the first time to the D3 NCAA tournament. We'll come back, talk about this one, talk to the coaches and more. You're watching HCAC.tv, where you always have a front row seat.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie's delicious.
Welcome back to Manchester University, where the Anderson University Ravens have completed their run in this tournament, and they are the champions of the HCAC tournament. Let's take it down to Tony with the head coach.
In that second half, Rose Holman fought back, but your boys had every answer you needed tonight. You got great play out of not just Avani, obviously the conference bestest player, but Mattingly, huge minutes, huge buckets. Talk about your team's effort to win this here on the road.
Yeah, we just had to toughen up. Rose Holman kind of turned it into a battle of toughness, and they are a very tough team, and I think they got it all the way down to 5 at one point, maybe 6. And at that point, it was anybody's ball game, and we kind of had to respond, and I thought our guys were fantastic. They were under control on offense, and they really got stops and rebounds on defense, so they brought us home for sure. I'm really proud of them.
It's been a whirlwind, let's say 365 days for you in this program. Just talk about the journey you've been on, interim coach, now the head coach, first year, first trip for Anderson to the D3 tournament.
Yeah, it's huge. Haven't been since 2010. It's been a long time coming. We've been close a number of times. It's good to get over the hump. I got to give all the credit to the guys. The transition for me could not possibly have been easier. Coach Handy left me with a great group of guys. They bought in immediately, believed in me, believed in our coaching staff, and all the credit goes to them. I can't speak highly enough about them.
Still work to do, Coach. Go celebrate with your kids. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Back up to you, Clark.
Thanks, Tony. And let's take a look at some of the scoring for this contest before we get to the awards. First, for the victorious Anderson Ravens, who now are 18-9 on the season. They await their fate on Monday to see where they will end up in the NCAA tournament. They're led in scoring tonight by Camden Smith. He had 19 points to the 6'1 junior. Tate Avagno chipped in 17 points, 10 of those in the second half. Jordan Gaddis with 14 points, including some big buckets in the paint. We had Alex Hunt with 4. Bryson Huckabee with 4, Fred Schoschfeier with 3, Elijah Mattingly 9, and Gavin Dowling with 3. Meanwhile, for Rose Holman, a bittersweet ending to their season. They've knocked off the number 1 seed, Manchester, but unfortunately could not win this contest. They're led in scoring by Miles McGowan. McGowan finished the night with 19 points, 14 of those in the second half. Max Chapman off to a great start in the first half, had 17 points. Bradley Harden with 4 points. Buke Jurek with 1 point. Terry Hicks, a 6'5 senior, goes out with 6 points. Willie Borman, another senior, had 8 points. And that'll round out the scoring for Rose Holman. It was a 57-51 score, Tony. Rose Holman had cut that 13-point deficit all the way down, or 15-point deficit rather, all the way down to 6. I just think they ran out of gas there, and in the end they missed some shots. Anderson got that transition game going, much like they did at the beginning to get that lead, and that transition off those misses and turnovers led to them extending that lead and building it up to 73-55.
Yeah, and for Anderson, look, we knew this was the best team coming into this tournament. They lost last week. That cost them home court advantage. They came up here, a little bit of a chip on their shoulder because of that, right? You've got Mattingly, who is going to be an All-American here in the near future. You've got Avagno, who is the best player in the league, player of the year. They had so many kids step up, just like Coach Collins told us. I mean, Gaddis had some big shots. Camden Smith, he's going to be on the all-tournament team. He played great, not just last night, but also tonight. And they seemed like they had an answer. Every time Rose Holman went on a little bit of a run, they had an answer. Let's go to the PA for tonight's announcement of the All HCAC Conference Tournament team and the MVP.
Mr. J. Jones. At this time, we will recognize the members of the HCAC All Tournament team. If you are here, please go over and check up the stand. From Hanover College, Coleman Satter. From Manchester University, Ty Linus. From Rose Holman, Miles McGowan. From Rose Holman, Max Chaplin. From Anderson University, Camden Smith. And this year's HCAC Tournament MVP from Anderson University, Tate Avagno.
I knew they were going to do one less. I told them that last night.
recognize the HCAC tournament runners-up. Congratulations to the Rose Holman Fighting Engineer on that tournament season, which culminated in the HCAC championship game. Let's have a round of applause for the Rose Holman Technology Fighting Engineers. And now for your HCAC tournament champions, congratulations to the Anderson University Ravens.
How long do we have?
Anderson, after winning the HCAC Tournament Championship, has earned an automatic bid into the 2023 NCAA Division III Men's Basketball Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the HCAC 2023 champions, the Anderson University Ravens, as they have secured that bid and will await their destination on Monday. As Commissioner Jones is getting ready to pass out some shirts. Tournament MVP Tate Ivanyo, as well as Camden Smith, will be part of the all-tournament team, and we'll take it down to Tony, who has an interview with Tate.
Native and the tournament MVP, Tate Ivanyo. It seemed like you guys had an answer to everything Rose Holman threw at you tonight. You talk about this season. You lose the home court advantage at home. You come here probably with a chip on your shoulder to get to the tournament. Rallying the troops. Great effort tonight. Talk about your team's effort.
Yeah, I just started in practice this week. We were just mentally preparing for this moment. And last night, after the Manchester loss, we really took it personally this week.
So Monday you get the selection show. You'll see where you go. More work to do, but great to celebrate this here tonight.
Yes, definitely. Team put in a lot of work this year, and we're excited to continue this run.
Go celebrate with your fans, man. Congratulations on the MVP. There's your MVP of the tournament, Tate Ivanyo.
All right, Tony, thanks for that interview with Tate Ivanyo. And that'll do it for us here at HCAC TV. Again, we want to thank Manchester University. We want to thank our halftime guests. We thank all the sports information directors for everything that they've done. For Ken Thomason, for Greg Smith, for my partner, Tony Donahue, this is Clark Chafin. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Congratulations to the Anderson Ravens, 2023 HCAC champions. Until next time, so long, everybody.